Yes, he is God who became a human being, and he was both God and a flesh and blood man. Now, you know, I grew up in a Jewish home, and the idea that Jesus could be God or that God could become a man was something unheard of. And some people, whether they're Jewish or not, say that the whole idea was borrowed from pagan mythology, that in order to make Christianity something for the pagans to adopt, the ancient Greeks and Romans, we're going to give them what they want to hear. And this was Rabbi Pinchas Lapid's idea. He's a rabbinic scholar who said as much, that these are my words, not his, but essentially that the idea that God became a man was the sauce that would make Christianity palatable to the pagan world. But you know what? Those ancient Greeks and Romans were repulsed by the idea that God could become a man, that he would leave the bliss of heaven, they said, and come down and enter human misery, that God would change from what he was and come down to earth. And yet, as we study the scriptures, we're driven to the conclusion that Jesus is God, that God did become a man. For example, in the Old Testament, there's a recurring character called the angel of the Lord. And sometimes he's said to be a man, sometimes he's said to be God, and it goes back and forth, it oscillates. And you look at the facts of Jesus' life. Who can forgive sins? Well, only God can. Jesus went around forgiving sins. What was the name of God in the Old Testament? He called himself I Am. And Jesus called himself I Am several times in the course of his life here. Jesus said he was the light of the world, and that's something that only God is. But even though it's strange and mysterious to some of us, the fact that God would become a man shows us ultimate love. You know, some people enlist in the Peace Corps, they go overseas, and they essentially become one with the people over there. They live like them, and then they help them out. Well, when God became a man in Jesus, that was his Peace Corps mission. He came down to earth to help us get out of the mess that we've gotten ourselves into.